we were doing our Thursday meeting, and now here we are, another Thursday, July. Is today July 10th? The 9th. Oh, great, because tomorrow will be my brother's birthday, and I would have hated to miss that. But yeah, I'm excited about all the great things that are happening with the company. I'm looking forward to our trip. First, we'll be in Colorado. Then we'll come home and spin around for 3 days and then leave to go down to Puerto Rico. And that should be a lot of fun. I hadn't did any checking on how hot it's going to be, but I'm quite sure today it's hitting 98 degrees here in Charleston. We had some friends who came from out of town. So I met with her and her mom last night downtown Charleston, and we had dinner. It was a lot of fun. And then I took them over to the Battery, which is, I call it the most eastern point. When you look at the Atlantic, this is like the eastern, just like Key West is the southern point. This is the eastern point. There's nothing after this but water, water, water. But we had a nice time. And Charleston's it's a pretty nice town. And it's really great or city. And it's really great when you're looking at it through other people's eyes. Because Rick and I will go down and we'll sit on the bench at the Battery and watch the sunset and the water crashing against the shore. And it's so nice and so peaceful. But then when you take somebody else down there and they're like, oh my goodness, and they see the rainbow houses and oh my goodness, and we pass those so many times and just it's like, oh yeah, that's right. That's where people fly all the way in to take pictures in front of those homes. But it's really nice. And I'm quite sure everybody has things in your city that people fly throughout the United States to see. And so that helped me to remember to just kind of stop and smell the roses, as they say, enjoy your surroundings. There's nothing like a staycation and just having a great time. This restaurant that Rick and I like to go to all the time, it's on the water, Fleet Landing. And I said, oh, you really want to go there? Forgot about the fact that you better make reservations because it's always booked up. So we couldn't get there. We couldn't get in there. So we went to another one, Magnolia, which is nice, but you don't get to see the water. And that's what everybody likes to do is just sit and watch the ocean and everything. And you guys know that because you guys are close to water on the other side. So you know how people love to see the water crashing and just enjoy the ocean. So we had a great time. And then, of course, I came back and to continue playing around with my book, which I'm having a great time doing. And what I do is I listen to a lot of motivational speakers. And I go back because Caroline Leaf, I hadn't listened to her in quite a long time. And it was great to go back and listen to her again as she talked about the brain and the mind, and how people will say the brain, they're talking about the mind, and they say the brain and talk about, and she shows a picture of the brain. And then of course the mind is just your thoughts. And it was really great to hear her again. And so that's what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with repeating, because when you listen to those guys like Jim Clear, Atomic Habits, how to get the habit started. And then it made me think of another speaker I was listening to. And he was talking about a glucose spike, right? Glucose spike and how people present things to you. So he said, if his doctor told him, you need to give up sugar, then he'd be like, no way, no way. But when they said to him, you should work on not having glucose spikes in your day. So that really made it feel like a challenge to him, even though it was the same thing on cut back on your sugar. So, but the way it was phrased, it made it like, oh, that's a challenge. I won't have any spikes today, And so, of course, no sugar, no starches, all this stuff. And he's doing really great that way. So think about, so it made me think of course, Caroline Leaf talking about the mind, the brain, how we think of things, how we see things. So it kind of made me relive how we do that, and how when we hear things, different things trigger different things, just like smells trigger different things. Like there might be a cologne that makes you think about my mom. Down here in Charleston, my mom loved Skin So Soft with what is the name of that? Oh my goodness. Not Mary Kay, but Avon. Avon. So uh, Avon sells this product. It's called Skin So Soft. My mom loved that product. Every time I smell that product, it's like my mom is sitting in the room with me because she loved it. And being down here in Charleston, one of the reasons why she loved it was because it kept mosquitoes away and it smelled good on her. So it's like, oh my goodness, I don't want to smell that. It will bring tears to my eyes. It will make me think of my mom. So there's things that trigger different things in our mind. And so we have to find out what triggers us, what motivates us to do what we need to do. Because with our Surge 365 business, we've been in for a while. And so you kind of get a little lackadaisical and you kind of do this and you think that way about it, you think that way about it. And if it's not a positive thing, then we need to find out. We need to get back into dreaming. We need to get back into positive thinking, positive affirmations, because those are the things that will put you in another state to help you if you're in a slump, move from it. But if you're in a slump, it's okay. Because I know we have times, Rick and I, it hasn't been like that lately, but from the time before we went to Page, so that was last year around January, it was really quiet in our house. I mean, we did just relax, 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 relax. It was great. And then Page happened. So it was like an overwhelming feeling that I had to go and help my brother. Nobody's going to help my brother like I would. He doesn't have a wife, no steady girlfriend. His daughter was in Colombia. And the only people that was around him were just associates and friends, quote unquote, right? So I thought, no, he needs support. He needs family support. So that's why Rick and I rushed to Page, and we were there for 2 months. We did what we needed to do. And of course, with the restaurant business, repetition started happening. Okay, you're going to call in sick. You're going to do this. This going to happen. So things that were going to always happen started happening. And it was time. It was everything lifted, and it was time for us to leave. And then we came home, 5 seconds, turned around, went to my son's house to help him with his baby. And then, so just blah, 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 blah. But since I'd say, December 2025, yeah, because it's 2026, December 2025, we have been on that again, on that moving, got to get things done. And I really like it. But again, now I do like sitting around twiddling my thumb, playing my games and watching movies. Don't get me wrong. That's a lot of fun. But when you're motivated to do something, it's a great feeling. You don't get tired. Because even when I was talking to my girlfriend yesterday, I went to college with her. So, of course, we did a lot of reminiscing. And I was sharing with her about our book, and she was sharing with me about her pastor's book. And I was like, I need to get home. I need to get back to my book. I got things to do. I got a website to create. And before, that was not there. The timing was not there. So I would be like, oh, I'm good. What you going to do at home? Oh, I don't know. I'm at 685 on my Mahjong game. So I'll try to beat that record. I mean, it was not it wasn't anything that was pressing. And now this is not pressing, but we want to make sure we complete deadlines because it's up to us to push the button to get things started. And so it's okay to be in that nice little quiet, lackadaisical, la, 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 everything is great, no problems, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to a business, you're going to have to work it. And you have to find what will motivate you to work it. And so go back and listen to the different speakers that you listened to in the past, or do things that you used to do in the past when you first started in the business, to see if that won't light a fire and change how you're feeling about things and how you're looking at things. Remember your dreaming. Remember why you even came into the business, because that can help you do the next step on what you need to do to kind of move out of this period that you're in with your business to move to the next step. Create. Ron and Linda, they put this cruise together. That's their thing. They like to do cruises. So Rick and I are going to go next year. It's right around my birthday. And so what I think is funny is the cruise ends on my birthday. And that's the same thing that happened this year. My birthday, the 7-day night stay. Oh, that's Rick just put up the flyer. And so we're doing what are we doing? We're doing a balcony suite, which is pretty nice, right on the 11th floor and right in the middle, not too close to the elevator, but not too far. And so we already did our deposit and all that good stuff. And the timing, I'm looking for it on here. If it actually says the date is, put my glasses on, that'll help. I know it ends, I think it ends, May 21st. Okay, so it ends the day before my birthday. So I thought, I'm not coming home. I'm going to find something that's leaving that day or the next day, and I'm going to jump on it. And we are going to go and do another 7-day, 8-day, 10-day, whatever for my birthday. So, because why would I come home when I'm already at the port and I know different ships are going to be taken off? So I'm going to find something that's taken off on May 21st or May 22nd, because we can stay the night at a hotel and then leave the next day. And then I'm jump back on it because it's my birthday. And so just thinking about those things keep you motivated, keep you thinking. And then I told my friend yesterday, because her and her mom, they travel all the time. And I said, hey, you want to jump on this cruise that our friends are putting together? So I will send her that flyer, because she responded back in a text, had a great time catching up with you. Don't forget to send me the information on the cruise. And I was like, oh, okay, that's right. She might, her and her mom, they like to travel, so they might join us. So I think just thinking about more positive things on what you used to do. And even when I was listening to this motivational speaker, he was saying how don't beget the small beginnings. And like we know, everybody starts off with one person. That's just how everything works. I don't care what you're selling. Everything starts with one. I mean, even with our books, our website, it starts with one book. It starts with one picture. Everything starts with one. And so knowing that it might be a slow start, and he was doing his analogy of his life and how it took him 14 years to get to the place where he is now, where his income is, he threw out some numbers, and he gets this from YouTube, because they put commercials on his YouTube videos, and he does a podcast, and he does all of these things that revenue income. And so that's another thing we might think about. There's so many other ways to enhance your Surge 365 business. So what's your like? What's your desire? What you like doing? See if you can't incorporate that in some way for your search business. So if you like putting groups together and taking people this place, that place, well, then you can incorporate that in TravManity. That would be pretty easy to do. And now you're making income that way. If you just want to show people how they could save and you like doing, you know, different types of hunting shows where people find the best deals on that, find out how you can incorporate that in your Surge 365 business. So I think if we start dreaming again and remembering what we like, what we want to do. Hey, Ron, I was just talking about your flyer. And so we start thinking about what we like, what we want to do. You'd be surprised how it becomes fun again. I think that's what we have to remember. Hey, Linda. I just talked about your flyer. But and these two, they love to put this stuff together and they love to have people go. So that's the day before my birthday. I don't know. But I will definitely tag on another cruise knowing me. But you find out what's fun, find out what you enjoy doing. And once you find out what you enjoy doing, you create a niche and then or a niche, whatever it is, and then you start working with that. And that's what I think people need to remember to do when it comes to their business. And don't, slow starts are how it works. I mean, you start off with one person, you start off with one cruise, you start off with one. And when you realize that and you just keep moving, you're going to be successful. It's like you take you put what's that little song? Just put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking out the door. So you need to make sure that you stay focused and remember those people that you used to listen to and go back and listen to some of their things. I love podcasts. When I'm shopping, I'll have my Bluetooth on. If I'm in the car alone, I have on the podcast. And sometimes even when Rick's with us, when Rick and I are together, I will put on a podcast and we'll both listen to it. And then we'll go back and forth and talk about it. What do we get out of it? He might hear something and then he wants to share it with me, or I'll hear something and I want to share it with him. So just wanting to make sure that we remember that key point on what was your dream when you came into Surge 365. What was your goal? What motivated you? Hey, what Brenda, did you see yourself doing? Go ahead.
I was going to say, hey, Ron and Linda, if you want to say something about the cruise and about Diamond Tours and the tours that you actually set up. You're on mute, Ron.
Can you unmute him? No? Linda, come help your husband. Oh, there he is.
Yes, I see that. What are you trying to do?
Are we okay? I'm unmuted now?
Yeah, he had to be unmuted. He's good now.
Okay.
I was trying to turn the volume up too because I can hardly hear you. Well, first of all, let me announce this. Come cruise with us. We've done 9 Carnival cruises where we've gone on 6 of those we've gone as groups. And we've just had incredible times. And we've been to great places. Cozumel, Cancun. We've been to Bahamas, Jamaica, man. The cruise we're on has got like 16 different restaurants. It's got
it's the Mardi Gras, which is one of the largest carnival ships and one of the newest. And we're going to Nassau, Half Moon Cay, which is the Dominican Republic, and Celebration Key, or Amber Cove is Dominican Republic. So it's a lot of fun things to go see places, but the ship itself is a wonder. So
it's incredible.
It's gonna be great.
Entertainment. There's comic, comedic shows going on regularly. There's seafood. There's a steakhouse. There's the regular dining rooms to go to, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can you can be going to dinner and sit down at like a restaurant with a menu and have dinner served to you. It's all included. The rooms are incredible and spacious.
Cabins.
We're just so excited to be at this next cruise.
In hotels, there's cabins on board ships. So.
And we have just a couple rooms left actually. So
there's always room for more. So
we're really looking forward to other people joining us. And we so appreciate Rick and Brenda that you're using your site to allow other people who might have been thinking of going on a cruise next year or maybe never have gone on a cruise. This gives you a chance. And, this is a 7-day cruise where you're not going to be fighting the crowds. It's a big ship, but it's spacious. And the beauty is when you go on a 7-day cruise, you're not getting the weekend warriors that are just getting on a cruise for a party. Now, there's a theme on this one, New Orleans. We've got an Italian and restaurant. We've got a
Cajun.
We got a Mexican, Oriental one. I mean, there's a
Asian restaurant.
It's just incredible. This one, we're really more excited about any cruise we've ever done. We've actually been on a Viking River cruise in Europe.
I travel to eat, so it sounds great to me.
And you know what I want to say too, Linda had sent me the information and I really didn't have time. I was like, okay, Linda, I don't have time. And so I was able to just call her and she did everything for me. And I love that. I was like, okay, great, Linda, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Linda, what did you do?
Actually, one of the great things with Carnival is that you can actually call and speak to somebody and figure out what deck, not floors, what deck is best. You don't want to be over or under a disc attack or anything like that. And we always have everyone in midship so that it's the most calm. You don't get a lot of the rocking and just things. But just be able to choose what is the best cabin for everybody. We have people in suites. We have people in balconies and ocean views. And it's
inside cabins. We have people that we have a new. I think I'm not sure if she's on the call today, but Mary. Keep getting my back. Mary Stanley has some autistic children. They're coming in. Carnival has actually got new programs and ways to help her children to go on a cruise. And so we got a special needs.
Oh, that's nice. Mary's going to bring her 2 kids?
Yes.
We're hoping, yeah.
She's working with Carnival right now.
Oh, okay, nice.
But what's wonderful about a cruising is it fits all kinds of, you can do as much or as little as you want. So think of if you were going to go on a trip someplace that you have to find a hotel, you have to find a restaurant, you have to find things to do. Everything is included in a cruise. You have your cabin, you have restaurants, you have entertainment. Everything is right there for you. So you can take advantage of everything, or you can lay in the sun. Or we've had one client just spent the whole time in the casino, but it's whatever you want. So that's what the beauty of a cruise is.
There's a spa on board, so you ladies or men or both husband and wife can get a massage and they've got a workout, the gym. I mean, it's complete. It's a whole operation. It's a city on wheels. It's in a boat.
A city on water.
City at sea.
Now, I want you to know the additional services that we have available. We have get a scooter out, and I'm going to use a little scooter to get around the ship. And I pick it up right at the dock. When we go to get on the ship, I got it reserved already. And I get to buy, because I'm a certified agent for them, I get a discount. Now, if I was buying this for a customer, I getting paid a commission. So I can get a chair, I can get a wheeler. They got everything. We have services if you need oxygen. There is everything we have available to make this a special treat for people to come on.
So if I, what's the max number of people? If if more
Well, the
people want
ship,
So
to
the
come.
whole ship, 6,000 people.
No, I mean for
But
your
for
group.
us, there is no
we don't
maximum.
have a max. We still
We have reserved a number of rooms at a certain price. But so things may go up or down $10, $20. And so but not that at all. We've reserved a room. Now it says on that one, because unfortunately I sent you a really old copy of it, because now the ocean view until August is 1074. It had been 1084. So they fluctuate a little, but they're still within 1020. And then, as we said, some of the prices when we had a 1084 per person, including all your tips, all your gratuities, all your port fees,
taxes.
and all the taxes. It actually went down to 1074. So we watch the prices all the time, and if they go down, we give you a new number. If they go up, we can still stay at the price that we have. So it's really a perfect kind of deal here. But no, there's until the final payment has to be in on Valentine's Day next year, February 14th. So
when's
there's
the
a
down when's the down payment have to be in by?
$250 down payment as soon as possible, because that reserves your room.
You're able to get
your
a room
cabin.
assignment.
Yeah. And you can get the room assignment. So as soon as you're interested, and what's wonderful, it's refundable. If for some reason something came up until your final payment is made, it's refundable. But we're not thinking of that. We're thinking of let's plan for next May. But yeah, $250 per person gets your cabin, and then the final payment. Some people have paid off already. Others have paid half now. Others are paying a little each month. And so whatever fits your budget, it works out wonderfully. Final payment on Valentine's Day, and then we leave in May.
15.
So if I were to put it on my the Team Get Facebook page,
Mm-hmm.
and you have people say, "Hey, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go," so that's okay.
Yes.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay.
And I'll send you an updated
Yeah. Send me the
flyer.
updated one.
I can't believe that's the one I have. Unfortunately, I have so many, and I have to delete off old ones. So
Hey, I understand how that works for real.
yes. So, but I'll send that
I
this
do that all the
afternoon.
time.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
talk a little bit about also Diamond Tours.
Well, I was just going to tell you about that. On one of the other programs that we were introduced, we learned it from this leadership call that the company we have a first class relationship with one of the top motor coach tours in the country. And Diamond Tours operates, and what they do, for example, because our church has a travel agency called Res Life Travel, they're sponsoring on the first week in December. We will have a group going to. Oh, here we go. We've got the Ark Encounter going down the Ark and Creation Encounter. That's for Buffalo. It's for 5 days, 4 nights, Monday through Friday, November 2nd to the 6th.
It's in Cincinnati.
And that's actually in Cincinnati. And then we also have another trip planned to Lancaster to the Sights and Sound.
Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
That's going to Lancaster, and that's for the theater show, Sights and Sound. Actually, the show is Joshua. And then they're going to go to Philadelphia. It's a 5-day, 4-night tour By the way, these tours include transportation, of course, the
Hotel.
hotel, food, breaks. They do the whole 9 yards, and they've got a guide with every single one of them. So these services, and they provide us with brochures, flyers, posters, and we've got it reserved. And they actually have sent us people who want to go on our trip.
Now talk about that. I think that is too cool.
It is. It really is neat. I've gotten about 3 phone calls now, and they said, "Hey, we want to know about a trip." And then, so Diamond Tours, they're a wonderful company. They will send, if you set one up, wherever in the country you are, and they'll find people that are in your area and refer that they can join your cruise, your trip. Now it's not a cruise; it's a coach trip. And so I've gotten some wonderful, people
Leads.
that we just met, and that were coming on the trip. They said we want to, the one person said, "Oh, I'd love to travel, but don't want to travel alone. And this is a perfect way of traveling." So yeah.
That's so awesome. And what's interesting about it is that this is your church that you brought on board. The church actually
Mhm.
came on board. They have their own travel technology package, and of course, we were looking at them using it, and they still will use it as a fundraiser with the Vortex. But now you guys have expanded it to now set up a motor coach trip, 2 motor coach trips
Right.
with
And the
Diamond
commission
Tours.
in this case, the commissions that come off, the plus the trip, goes back to the commissions go back to the church, and it's going to raise. We have a big summer program at Darien Lake. It's like a Six Flags over Georgia place, in not far from Buffalo, and they have a Christian musical festival.
Every year.
It's been going on for I don't know 25 years. It's huge. It's not cheap, but the families go and stay, or the kids go and stay at the amusement park. Then they go to the concerts, and they have first class entertainment and
It's called
seminars going
Kingdom
on.
Bound.
Kingdom Bound. Well, the thing is, for a kid to go to that and stay is $80 a person. Well, they're going to be able to use the money they raise from these bus trips to pay for some kids that maybe don't have the money to do it. The
Wow.
church doesn't have to reach in the pocket or the church.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is too cool. That is too cool. Anybody have any questions for Ron and Linda on either the cruise or the Diamond Tours motor coach?
My phone number is on the brochure, and I welcome calls anytime.
We're now you guys going to be going on a little mini vacation here, what,
Yes,
next
we're
week?
going up to the Thousand Islands, which is on the St. Lawrence Seaway, right between the United States and Canada, in way upstate New York. Except we're like 20 minutes from the border ourselves, right here in Buffalo, but we're going to go up right along, and it's just a relaxing time. But
Alexander Bay.
I always have my phone with me, so if anyone has any questions, just give a call,
Well,
and then
that
we'll
is
be back. We'll be back next
We're
week.
staying
when
at
you
the
when you guys
Riverside
get
Inn
back.
overlooking the ocean.
What's that, Ron?
We're staying at the Riverside Riverview Inn. It overlooks right across from Bonnie Castle,
Bolt
Bolt Castle, which is a historic. Bolt George Bolt built the Waldorf Astoria, and he built the Bolt Castle, an island, for his wife. And when she died, he never went back, and the place went to deteriorated. And then a nonprofit group has bought it and rebuilt it, and now it's like a wedding hall,
and it really is a castle. I mean,
and it's on an island.
Neat. So, Glenn,
I actually, when you told me, I went and looked it up. Wow, it's
Yeah,
impressive.
it's really cool. It's really
It's
cool.
really cool. It is really cool. But you guys are really just, it's amazing how you use your business. I had a question for you. You guys, when you first came in, of course, I just kind of told you about the business. You came in. Next thing I know, you guys are cruising Viking River cruise in Europe. I'm like, where'd they go? Told them they could do that.
Yep, yep.
What caused you guys to immediately take advantage? Because we talk to a lot of people, and people will come into business, and they're waiting for everything. What made you guys do that? And then of
For
course you say,
25 years of our life, married life, we had dreamed of going on a Viking River cruise. We used to get brochures from the company. I think they spent a fortune on us,
Just sending us
just sending us
brochures.
brochures. And so when you introduced us to this opportunity, and by the way, we got started like we were just like gangbusters. Linda had shiggles. We couldn't have anybody to the house for a month. So we got a late start. We had an open house. We had a Hawaiian luau party, and we invited people. By the way, we started other people and got in business with. They got started at the same time as we did. We followed the plan, and so in doing that, we got a great start. And
But
then
what's neat about going on, knowing that this is a travel business, and our travel, and actually because we traveled and took the Rhine River cruise, we got a commission. So we got home and it ended up with getting a check for $800. But even since then, we love to travel and we love to help other people travel. I've booked people on Norwegian and all kinds of places. But it's a wonderful business. And Glenn, did you have a question? I see that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's fantastic the way you set that up. I was really impressed with the what you had done with the missions and with the airlines and all that. But this, you know what I mean? This is the next level for everything that's going on globally. I do have a question with your church, with your organization.
Mm-hmm.
Did they identify a person or a point of contact to do the travel, or are you handling all the arrangements with the vendors? And
Yeah, technically there is a person, but in reality it's me. So Rich works just fine. And actually we're invited to a party in Canada this weekend, and they have asked if we could bring information so that their church could also take advantage of the Vortex program.
okay, so I know one of our churches did get certified. A person got certified, but I knew that I said that, whatever we need to do to get them going, until what I really wanted to do was get someone else and train the trainer,
Right,
sort of thing.
exactly.
But until then, looks like we have to fill it until the program.
I'm at the welcome desk every Sunday morning, and I really want to give another presentation to the anyone interested. Right now, I'm giving information, giving flyers, and taking names, and then following up with emails to the people that do join, so that take advantage of it. So that's how we're working it. Now, of course, same thing with with Gateway Church in Hamilton, Ontario. Hopefully they'll see the beauty of it, because it really is. Once you give people the opportunity and let them know what it is and how they can benefit from it, and how the church and individuals can benefit and the church benefits, it really can take care of itself. But it's just getting the word out.
I think what's key, Glenn, is that whether it's a church or another nonprofit, what they need to know, or it's an individual, they need to know why. They have to have a reason why they want to do this, why they're willing to take the steps. Rick and Brendan didn't. They might have put up a little bit of salt in our votes, but they literally just opened the door and said, "Here's all the opportunity. Here's a different way." Like we have this call to be able to share with everybody what we're experiencing, what we're doing. We want everybody to be welcome, and we want to share with what we're doing to help everybody do the same.
You know, we talk about the investment that you make in whatever it may be, turn it into a profit center. And the majority of folks on this call have taken that $500 investment and basically have turned it into a profit center.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going to another level is for like the church you guys just brought on, for them to now get the commissions, from the Diamond Tours, where they basically recoup that investment and they're in the position to turn it into a profit center.
Yeah. Yep.
Where now they can make money. As people are looking for ways, how can I create additional income coming in? Take the $500 investment, turn it into a profit center. And so you think about the cost of action was $500. What would have been the cost of inaction? A lot of times we'll talk to people about the cost of action. Here's what it costs to get involved. Here's what it costs to move. But we never tell them or ask them to think about what is the cost of inaction.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
stay in the same place. Like for Brenda and I, as we were saying, the cost of action back in 2004 to get involved was what, $500. We've made a few million, not to mention the savings, not to mention the time freedom, not to mention the mobility. What would have been the cost of inaction? Not to mention 2008 and COVID. What would have been the cost of inaction had we not moved? Because we said, okay, the cost of action is $500. Are you kidding me? That much money and how much a month? The cost of inaction. The cost of action is usually maybe a couple of thousand or so. The cost
Yeah.
of inaction is millions. Go right ahead.
Rick, this is a personal story that I love to share, and everybody is welcome to use it. My sister brother-in-law have not necessarily had, or their marriage has been pretty rough. And then they begged us to come on a trip, a cruise with Lynn and I. And we finally worked it out. We worked it out. They go on a cruise. And we let them go by themselves because they took their grandkids. Never. Anyway, never again. So they did that. Now we now call this couple. By the way, they're going to be on the cruise in May with us. They've already paid for their room. They have now what's called Date Night Tuesday. And they used to fight and everything else. And now every Tuesday, don't go to their house, don't call them. The phone's off the hook. They dedicate that night on their front porch in the summertime.
Ron calls them the lovebirds.
Lovebirds. They're
but
just.
They have taken more cruises than we have.
They become cruise nuts. And
what a difference. What a difference.
Changed their life and their marriage around completely. Put a dream in their life, gave them something to live for and to work. Oh, by the way, my brother-in-law has stage 4 cancer. My sister's got MS. They don't let that stop them at all.
You know what, Ron? And also with you sharing with that story, and Rick talks about what will inaction or not doing anything cost. Just imagine if you and Linda did not invest in coming into Surge 365, you would have never then had the opportunity to share with them.
Yeah.
So that literally has changed their life also. So that's what we're talking about when we say you're not taking action. What is that going to cost? So look at all the people that you have pretty much touched by being in Surge and how you have changed their life. You can't even put a price on that. That's priceless. Because that's literally changed their life. So when we talk about inaction and what will it cost you to not act, it's priceless. I mean, because everybody's situation is different. Everyone will meet someone different, and you can share this business and it literally can change their life. What we have to sit back and just let go and let God is when you're trying to show them and they can't see, and so you're going to have to really sit back and say, I tried to tell you, but it's okay, because the majority of the people, they will say. Now, Chantel, do you have your hand raised, or are you just agreeing?
Hi, Chantel.
I do agree. Hello to the leaders. Absolutely phenomenal. And I love the conversation because the Healing Nations with Vacations was the name that was given before
Yes.
COVID hit.
Yes.
And
That's
we're
true.
still living on that because we are touching so many lives at so many levels. And when I tell you healing is happening, it is happening. And getting away, even if you're doing like a staycation for a couple of days just to renew your mind, to relax, and everybody in the world is flying up into Seattle right now from all over the world, which tells you travel is limitless. You can do whatever you want to do with it. You just have to make a decision. Say, you know what? I'm going over there because I want to experience a new adventure, and then do it. We own this. Listening to you talking about all the different ways that you're taking this tool of Surge 365 and opening your hands whichever way you want to use it, whether it's through the Vortex, whether it's through helping churches, whether it's through your own personal travel, or even bonusing in your own company because you are helping people. This is a tool that is endless. And all we have to do is stay consistent with it, live your life, but use the tool as you're living your life to impact your pocketbook. Yes, that bank account. Back to you, Ricky Brenda.
Let me say, because you're absolutely right.
Hey,
And when I think of what Ron and Linda actually did for their church is, and you heard him mention the commission that they're earning from going on the Diamonds Tour. Not only, of course, they're enriching the lives of the membership, of the congregation, the people that are going, and even folks at Diamond Tours pointed to Linda that don't even know her, but they're advertising that tour to everybody. But the money that the church is earning that they would not have earned, and it represents where we have to go in the future here to get money to organizations by using business tools. And so it may be the Vortex. Of course, it's summer. Summer's here. We say dancing in the street. Folks can use the Vortex, earn a ton of money. But if it's not the Vortex, it may be the travel agency. And because you have in the travel agency, you have access to the motor coach. And so now that money based on this trip that's going to enrich the lives of so many people, there's a commission that's paid that comes back to the church. Are you kidding me? That is incredible. That money would have gone somewhere else. If they booked that tour and they weren't part of Surge 365 TravManity, that commission would have gone somewhere else. So we've got a tool that allows us to harness a commission and redirect it where we choose for it to go. Go ahead, Ron.
Well,
hey,
we're
Rick.
making an impact on our
All right.
community. Our church is dedicated. We have the largest food bank in Western Buffalo. And so we're always looking, our church as a mission, to make an impact in the community.
What's nice about like the tour, they had wanted to do this anyways and would have had to find a tour company, to rent a bus, to then figure out meals, figure out hotels for everyone. It's all taken care of with that. Chris, I'm sorry, I kind of interrupted you. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're fine, Linda. No, I was gonna one thing I love that, Rick, the whole what's it cost not to do it. And also Ron, what was that hotel you mentioned that was the castle or whatever? I didn't get that wrote down.
Oh, yeah.
Castle.
Bolt Castle.
The what?
Boldt. Bolt.
Bolts.
It's in
Okay.
Alexander Bay, New York.
Right in the middle of the St. Lawrence River. It's a beautiful turn of the century castle that's now been converted, been updated, modernized, but it's still turn of the century. George Bolt was a developer. He actually built the Waldorf Astoria for the Astoria family, one of the richest families in the world. He actually built and ran that hotel for them.
I've seen this actually. So yeah, now that I see it, I've seen it before, but I didn't know what it was called.
Yeah.
Copy.
And down the river is called the Singer. You remember the Singer Sewing Company? Well, the
Yep.
Singer family built a hotel, a resort on one of the islands years ago.
These weren't really as hotels. These were their homes back in the
Summer homes.
the Gilded Ages. So there's their personal homes that are now, mansions and bigger than mansions, castles.
So this is something that you want to think about as we are talking to people about the business. You heard me early on mention to Ron and Linda, what made you guys do what you did? Like, it disappeared. It's like they come into business, they're gone. Where did they go? And I get a call. He's over in Europe, Viking River cruise, all you can eat cream of wheat. They've got the grape leaves. Linda's got the thing going like this. Ron's sitting back on the, and he's
Like that.
all you can eat cream of wheat. But they had a vision. You guys had a vision 25 years, and then the solution comes.
Mm-hmm.
When we're talking to people, if they have no vision, if you can't put a vision in them, there is no movement. And we're trying to get people off center that, do you have a vision? Do you have a purpose? Do you have a cause? And having that conversation, and Glenn talks about this when we was talking to Bishop the first time. We never pulled out the computer, the laptop. We just talked about vision.
Mm-hmm.
He actually came in the business on that discussion about vision and what he wanted to do. And so when we're talking to people, that really should be one of our initial conversations because truly, this is not for everybody. And this shouldn't be something you got to pull teeth, get the
Mm-hmm.
firstborn. This shouldn't be that hard. And so Ron and Linda come in, and one of the stories I always tell, we just had the 4th of July, and Ron and Linda set up a trip to go to New York City for the 4th of July a few years ago. And every 4th of July, I think about their story. And so if you would just kind of just tell us a little bit about your 4th of July a few years ago, booking the trip through Surge 365 TravManity.
Okay, we'll do that, Rick. But I do want to recognize Adrian Tillman's up at the top with her hand up.
Go right ahead, Adrian. Adrian, go ahead and unmute.
Yes. I just had a few questions. I think this is really excellent that you all are doing this, Ron and Linda. And yet that brochure flyer looks so good to advertise it and all. And thank you for sharing all of this. But I did have a few questions about the cruise. When you all booked it, it sounds like that are you going through Go CCL and setting it all up yourself, or did you go through TravManity? And then my other question is, it's really good that the gratuities are included. I see the gratuities are included in your prices.
Yeah.
Well, Adrian, to answer your question, now you have to admit we've done this now 9 times. But the first time was all the same. All we did is we called.
Yes, so you're experienced, right?
We called Carnival because Carnival is tied in with TravManity and vice versa, which is wonderful. And what I love about, and I've done, as I said, Norwegian and
Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, Royal Caribbean. One thing I kind of, it's easiest with Carnival because they just get on the phone with you and they just walk you through everything, so you can ask them a million questions. But no, I just called Carnival directly, the group cruise department, and let them know that we give them our CLIA number, which of course just came out with brand new ones. Don't forget that, which Carnival already had, and then just book it. So we reserved a number of different cabins, but it's not limited to that because we've already had somebody that wants a suite instead of we have so we have whatever the I want to say customer, but whatever our friends want, they can get whatever kind of room they want, and there's no limit as well. There's a limit of 6,000 cabins, or 6,000
Yeah.
people, so 3,000 cabins.
All right. So for your group, because with TravManity is similar, because I booked through them. I booked through TravManity. That way people could go on there and pick their own suite, put their deposit on. But then I was also in contact with Carnival, calling them lots of times because, as you know, TravManity's office hours are very short. And so if I had a question after their hours, which is 2 our time, then I had to call Carnival and just ask for group cruises. And then they were able to help me out as long as I had the clear number and the group number. And
once you get that group booking number, you can either do through TravManity or directly with Carnival. It
Which is
really
easiest?
is the same.
Which is easiest?
To tell you the truth, I'm just so used to calling Carnival.
Well,
and
just take
the
care
only
of
thing
it.
to remember is Carnival Group Cruise is not open Saturday and Sunday. That's the only limitation. But it's just worked flawlessly for all of the cruises that we've.
So on
we've done.
TravManity, the people can go and book their own room or cabin that they want. So how does that happen with Carnival?
With Carnival, I find out, for instance, what type of now when the people that wanted the suite, they had been looking at different YouTube videos and saw, oh, I want this one, so they had like the top 4 suites that they want. So luckily in this case, they were here in Buffalo. So Lucille came over to the house. We got Carnival on speakerphone, and they were able to get the number 1 suite that they wanted.
And we booked it.
And so we booked it right then.
Or you could do like I did, and you can say, "Here, Linda, here's my credit card. I want to be in the middle of the ship. I want a balcony suite. I don't want to be close to an elevator. I don't want to be close to." I gave her all my what I wanted, and then she came back and she said, "I have 3 cabins that I think you will like."
You know what? That probably is because when you book it yourself, you probably don't know necessarily the ship.
Exactly. It's the first cruise, we were at the back of the ship.
I remember that because you guys initially were happy about that.
Oh yeah, we thought it was great until we realized how bouncy it was, and we were directly over the disco. So, and then the next one, we were way at the front of the ship, and so we have learned over time the middle of the ship. And so, like, we have people coming from Pennsylvania now, and they wanted just the ocean view without the balcony. And so we were able to we have 4 cabins right next to each other, right along in the midship, right from, I mean, just everything that we had wanted. So, and it's just really taking the time to study the layouts of the ship, the deck plans, and sending, like I sent to Brenda, all the what's available on each deck, and it's because I'm interested, and I figure if there's something that I'm interested in, somebody else is going to be interested in it. So
what's kind of cool about that is that Brenda and I was looking at, the deck plan and the ship that the cabin that she got, and then the next one right next to it, which was a little bit bigger, but we were like, I wonder if that's the same price. And
it
maybe we
was,
can
but somebody else had grabbed it already.
Okay.
Yes.
You have
tried.
that kind of function. You have that kind of, where you can actually look and see, the size of the room. Is this in the same class?
Yep.
Or it's the same price? And but you have that kind of where you can look and see. Chantel, did you have a question?
Wow, exciting. I heard to say which is easier. What's easier is your availability and which way you want to handle that cruise, because we have booked both. I remember sitting with one of our travel agents, and she went in there. We got on the phone with Carnival, and she said, "This is what I need, and this is where I need it at on the ship." And Carnival did everything. They pulled up the floor plan. She told them the ages of the people, how many she had, and put the whole thing in order for us. And all she had to do was go in there, and she's very hands-on. So she literally input all the people's money because that's the way she flows. That's the way she wanted to handle it. And it went well for her. You know, if
Yeah.
you're that person like Ron and Linda or those people also,
Right.
it just depends on where you are. You know, if you don't want to do, I'm like Brenda. Let me give them the card. Put me on the ship. I'm good.
But here's the question. When we did work with Carnival at the time, and can anybody answer this? Carnival, TravManity would not do monthly payments, and Carnival will. You can pay monthly. So that was the big.
You can do monthly individually, but not on a group, unfortunately. So, but what we have set up with certain friends are saying, okay, I'm putting aside there's so much money every month. Otherwise, what's nice, once they have your credit card, you can just call in and say, okay, put $500 on our, because you have your cabin number. You can just, so you don't have to go through the whole rigmarole each time. You just call and say. But no, the one that has a monthly plan, unfortunately, does not work for some reason on group cruises. But
it has to do with pricing.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's really easy to make payments.
So you can put as much as you want and call in that payment. They just don't automatically do it on a monthly basis.
Right. I know there is, Carnival does have that plan. It's just not available on group cruises.
Okay.
So, but we've had people completely pay off. We've had people pay half. We have other people that are just putting aside every month, and then they'll pay every other month. So it depends. And that's another beauty, it's that they have, you have options of, you're not tied into, as long as it's paid by Valentine's Day, because that's the final payment. And that's it.
Or the deposit before.
Yeah, the deposit, we have until $250 until I think August 15th. And the only reason for that, and you can go afterwards, that's where they're holding that price that we have right now. It's $10.73 per person for Ocean View, and it's $11.80 because that hasn't changed. $11.88. I don't have it with my glasses. Per person, but that includes everything. That includes your gratuities, your taxes, port fees. You could actually go on and never spend another nickel if you wanted to. Of course, there are things if you wanted, one of the fancier, a specialty restaurant, or if you wanted to buy anything, and excursions or anything like that. But you literally could pay your complete payment and never spend another penny. But it's kind of fun to do because there's gift shops. So
another thing that we do.
Oh yeah, get a watch.
Yes, Ron has to get his watch.
Every cruise, every 2 years.
Adrian, did you have a question?
Yeah. We also it's been too early to book flights to Orlando and Port Canaveral, where the ship goes. And as soon as we can go to the airlines and book trips for people, we're lining that up. And then also while we're lining up, we always recommend going in a day early and book so that you don't try to make a plane the same day as you travel.
Our first cruise back
in the 80s. Most of the folks on this call understand that.
Yes. Our first cruise, we flew in the day of the cruise and missed our plane, if you can imagine.
No.
And this was before cell phones.
Oh.
We made it by,
Barely.
but It
Yes,
was,
chinny chin
yeah,
chin.
you never want to put yourself through that, believe me.
Too
Adrian or
stressful.
Darlene?
Oh, my question was, my last question is, what about if everybody is calling in their payments, so you have to take their credit cards and fill out that credit card accreditation form?
No, what's really nice is the way, we do a three-way conversation with people from, I mean,
Carnival,
with Carnival and,
the client.
the client and us. And then we take it off speaker and speakerphone. They put their card into a secure thing, on their touch tone phone. And then it's registered. And then anytime they want to make another payment, they just say, okay, you have my card on file, just add $500 on it or whatever.
Nice.
So yeah, it's really works out nice.
Oh, nice. Because we used to have to fill out that form. Well, we still do if we do.
Yeah, not
go through
anymore.
TravManity.
They really streamlined it in the last couple of years.
Oh,
Because
That
the
is true.
first
That was a
ones,
while ago.
we did have to do all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I've had to do that with TravManity. You have to fill out that
Right.
credit
The
card
authorization, credit
Yeah.
card.
And it's still good to do that too, though, just to have a
Right.
backup on
That's
there.
true.
You know what I mean? Cover
One
yourself.
thing I always do when you have somebody that's traveling is I always ask for a copy of their passport. Because Ron had people going on a missions trip, and his passport said JEFFREY, and his ticket was JEFFERY, and they almost would not let him on the flight. And so and also because I get copies of people's passport, I've noticed on Lucille's and on Linda's, their passport, it has to be good for 6 months after you return. And both of them are expiring in November. So they have to renew their passports.
Wow.
And if I didn't catch that, you'd get to the port and they wouldn't let him on. Can you imagine? So it helps me by getting a copy, and I have a folder for everybody, and I just have all the information and a copy of their passport so that we can avoid any oops at the day of.
You have a real business.
Yes,
Darlene, you have a
kudos.
question? You have to unmute.
Yes. What I wanted to say is we were talking about making payments. When I went into Surge, they have that thing where you can make payments on your deposit.
Okay. And it's very
I noticed
that for the cruises.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying this is a different subject. That's why I wasn't going to say anything. But it's a lot of people, a lot of vendors are switching over to that. You can make payments like a firm, and I think the other one is Upgrade or something like that.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And when I did the cruises I booked 2 people on there. I just would have had with Carnival. I just had Carnival. They did pay their deposit, but I had them call Carnival and give them their information, and that's how they were making their payments. Carnival set it up for them to make their payments.
Yeah.
I didn't want to have to have anything to do.
When was this approximate?
Well, it was last year. They took their cruise this year, and
it was a single. I mean, one cabin.
No, I think it was 3 cabins.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't a big group.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it was they did it that way. But if it's a larger group, there is a different process. But they were able to
but
they contacted Carnival with their information because I made the reservation for them to make the payment. I had them contact Carnival to give their payment information.
Yeah. And it's nice, once that first payment's made, they have your card and you can just call them and just say, hey, or you can go through us. We have, you know, maybe because I'm just more hands-on, but it's, I just have people, call me, but I think they can call directly to Carnival, and I can double check on that. I have to give them a call anyways because I just got an email that they have changed on on Amber Cove. So I don't know. It didn't give me any information other than there's new time frame. So I don't know what that means because they didn't give me so in Amber Cove, which is just a wonderful. We were there last year, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful place in the Dominican Republic.
Wow. Wow.
And so just the time has changed, but it didn't really say what. So I have to get more information. So
I was going to say, I know with the groups that they don't want you to, they don't want the clients calling into them because
right,
they said with the groups that they want to talk only to us, and like
yeah,
we're the middleman, kind of
Sense.
like.
right,
Correct.
right.
On another note, while we're here, a lot of the companies are what Darlene was talking about with the Affirm, and that's not just cruises, that's travel, period.
Right.
You can use that. It's
Nice.
on the TravManity page.
Oh,
When you
that's good
click
to
in there to
know.
pay, it will pop up and you can choose that as your payment. It will take your deposit and then you make payments. We have used it. It has worked fantastic.
Oh,
Mhm.
Also,
great.
if people are going to, some of the people that are going to the international convention have used that and are taking their groups because of that. It makes an easy transition for the group to be able to and we talked about that, Darlene and Adrian, we were talking about, what time are you leaving and all the trying to get everybody on the same
Sure.
air flight together
Right.
since you're leaving out of the same area. And so
Yeah.
somebody's there. But that being able to put that deposit down and pay it out, it is a great idea if someone wants to use that.
Good.
It works fantastic.
Especially for
Uh,
all inclusives and things like that. That's perfect. Yeah, I definitely will check into that. Thank you.
Even on
Linda,
Vax Vacation, when I was booking groups, and of course they do not want to talk to. We had to input all the information, so filling out that form is a yes, yes, yes. But we were actually able to go in there, take their deposits. ALG was on there talking the other day about the brands today, and we used a lot of those brands
mhm.
and booking the groups, and it worked fine. But we did have to input their payments whenever they wanted to pay. We just go in there and log into the back office in the VAX and put in their information, and boom, that worked really well too, several
Good,
times. So
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Norwegian. I
Mhm.
had people last Christmas from Canada, and whereas everything had to be done on their cell phone, which was a little more difficult because there's an elderly couple in the other side of Toronto trying to to have them, you're trying to walk them through. So I guess I'm kind of spoiled with Carnival because they let me just handle things for my people. So but it all worked out. So everyone was happy. In fact,
It's
I'll
just
see them.
impressive. It's just impressive that this is a real business.
Oh,
And,
yes.
and this call has really kind of just shown that because people are going to be looking at this recording and they're going to see that this is a real business. Not only did you guys bring in a church, but you also helped the church set up a diamond tour trip to the Ark, right?
Yeah.
And the other place, for the show. And now the commission's coming back to the church. So there's multiple ways that you can actually use this as a tool for the
Mhm.
church, not just the Vortex for fundraising,
Right.
but being able to use the travel agency piece and being able to use the membership piece. And what's awesome about it as we close this call is the patience that you guys have shown to the church, that you're showing with the Vortex. And like you said, sitting there every Sunday you know, people can write down their names, sign up for the Vortex, but you're
Mhm.
showing tremendous patience and not rushing the church per se, past their understanding.
Right,
Knowing
right.
that, and then you guys are offering yourselves up to do whatever it is you're saying that you're going to do. You know, not just depending on them, because as Glenn and Chantel knows that sometimes, you know, they move very, very slowly, and waiting for them to get it is tough
Yeah.
in light of them having a need, and you're like, oh, but your patience has been, you know, I applaud you for your patience with the church.
You definitely have to have that patience. You really do,
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
know the mission is great. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know you're
Mhm.
helping them to get to their end goal. So you have to have that patience of their timing, because you will put in some time. Okay, if you're choosing to be those people, then realize, yes, you will have to have some patience and some laughter is really good also.
Hmm.
It's true. It's true.
That's true.
Chantel, you sound like you speaking from experience.
Woo wee.
What's
It can
nice,
get hilarious as you're sitting in the office with the bishop and Glenn is sitting there, got that computer up, and they're going here, and the bishop's on there, and he's going here, and then they're going to this conference, and I'm just sitting there smiling. I got my iPad, but I'm just cracking up inside. But it has been truly rewarding.
Yeah.
Serving people has been really rewarding for us, and I'm,
you
I'm
know,
really enjoying that. And it's a growth process.
what's
Yeah.
nice is the testimony. So the testimony, Linda, you guys have is something that we can use, you know,
Well,
when we're
whenever
talking
you're
to the
dealing
church.
with people, you have to have patience and a sense of humor.
That
You
is a
can't
truth.
take things
Definitely.
personally. If somebody says, I never travel, okay, or, I already know everything about it. Okay, you know.
Darlene, Chris,
Yeah, I just wanted to say I had someone go on Vortex the other day and to rent a car. And I don't know, they got to go pick up their car. They were given the wrong address to go. This place had moved and had moved for, and when they got there, it had moved 4 years ago.
Oh,
But that
gee.
address was still on the sites because they called me and I was saying, well, just call the number that they gave you. But anyway, they went to the different location. They went on Vortex and booked, and that was the information that was given to
I can
them.
I can almost guarantee you, had they gone on any other booking engine, it would have been the same address.
Probably so.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
you just
you got to let
that
them
was just
know that we're not exclusive. We're working with the vendors and the information they provide. So
Right, the
that's not a
information of the
Vortex
vendors.
issue.
Right.
That is an issue with the vendor letting everybody in the whole booking engine world know that our
know
address
that.
has changed.
And I did give them that explanation that it's
Yeah,
probably there, and that's probably the address that that vendor
yeah,
has put
yeah. That's
out.
not
So
Vortex.
no, they need to just update their information. But
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was just
Who,
just to
who did
let
they
you all
choose?
know.
Ugly Duckling?
You're so silly. You're silly.
And
Nothing
we
wrong.
actually did that. And you know how some of them take you off site? And this one, I don't know. Brenda, that's when we said, no, we're not going. And we drove
Yeah, because
somewhere
it,
there at
it
the
took you
airport. But this
way,
was
way
like,
out.
when do you
That
want,
was
you're going to pick us
ridiculous.
up? Where?
And then you
And
had
Oh,
to
take us where?
you literally had to go back to the car dealership an hour before the 2 hours that you have to be to the airport. So
And
yeah,
nobody,
it
uh,
was
we picked them because of price, but we had
yeah,
never heard of them.
yeah.
So they were like,
Sometimes
yeah,
it's
nah,
not
yeah,
nah,
worth
nah,
trying to
nah.
save a dime. It just does
Save a
not.
yeah.
dime.
It
Right.
doesn't, yeah. It
Yeah,
it can get iffy.
yeah.
It was seriously iffy. But you know what, though? We found one of the ladies at the airport was sitting by herself. I don't remember the name of the company, that rental car company, but she gave us this sweet Mustang for almost next to nothing. We just walked up to her. Nobody was
And we
there.
walked up there because nobody was standing in line to rent a car. All the other ones was packed with lines, and she's sitting there twiddling her thumb. And I said, "Let's go over here and rent
Yeah.
from her." And it
Yeah, she
turned
gave
out
us a
to be a
sweet
pretty good
Mustang.
thing.
Ah,
Hmm.
perfect, perfect.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
all righty. Anybody else?
Hey, I got one real quick, Brenda. Sorry.
No
Um,
problem.
I sent some of you some info on this. I'm doing a Bali in 2028 is when I chose to do it. I'm going through this company called Caribou Tourism, and they white label everything for you. So you send them all your information, your logos, your site. They said they put it all on there. They white label everything on top of it. So it's a $99 deposit, and then it's like basically $1,000, $999 for the actual week long fam trip. The best part about it is once you register, they let you book your fam trip, like people with your fam trip. So
Wow.
they are giving you what is it, the $1,000 sell price basically, and you can sell it for $1,000. The recommended markup is $500 to $600, so you're selling it for $1,500, and they're going on the fam trip with you. They also, the best part that I really liked about this when I decided to sign up for it was that when upon completion of your fam trip, they give you videos, professional videos and photography of you, you know, on the swing over the jungle and sitting on the beach. They take all kinds of pictures and videos of you doing this for you to use for future promotions.
Wow, fabulous.
Chris, you need to share that with everybody. That sounds like something we could all look into.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah.
Give us the link.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's one of the things, man. This is a great business. Unfortunately, you can't beat this into someone's head. They just gotta trust you. Trust you with the first step. Now, it's a good line to say, hey, what's the cost of action? But think about the cost of inaction. As Glenn would say, moving into this AI generation, this AI era, what's the cost of inaction? So that you can avoid future regret that you didn't do something that you should have done.
But
Brenda and
what?
I, we wouldn't be on this call today had we made a decision, the wrong decision back in 2004. They want how much money, Brenda? No.
No, and then Rick Reese want 2 sites. That's the thing.
2 businesses? No. Brenda and I are the only ones I can tell you in this company that still have 2 businesses.
Well, you can't do it now anyway. You can't do it if you wanted to.
I'm just saying, even you can't do it now, but back then, to keep it from back then to still now, and not override her. Yeah. But of course, it's all her money, dog.
Okay.
As it should be. As it should be.
All
right. You know
We'll
what?
be doing the presentation tonight, by the way, if anyone wants to jump on.
A word of wisdom. What I've learned in the travel industry, I try to stick with a brand name or something that if it sounds too good to be true, a lot of times that is the truth.
Yeah.
But, you have to be careful. And I've heard some horror stories with rental car companies, but I try to stick with the reputable.
It's true.
And a lot of time, the cheapest price is not what it looks like.
It's cheap for a reason.
It's cheap for a reason.
It ends up costing you more in the long run. So
I know. That's true.
Yes, it does. All righty. So Rick, you were saying you're doing the presentation this evening?
Yep.
Same time, same back channel. And, so we'll be on there. And anybody else? Well,
I'm going to throw this right quick here. Hey, you guys got to see. That's me. That's Brenda's book.
Oh my God.
That's me taking CC on an adventure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
so adorable. So did you get inspired because of your granddaughter?
My granddaughter did. She was the one that kind of pushed me over the edge, because at first I was going to use just a cartoon character, and I was going to call him Miguel. And it was going to be the Adventures of Miguel. But once Cece was born, and her real name is
coloring book.
Oh my goodness, she's showing everything. Then I decided to use Sienna. So it's all about Sienna now. So
Of
yeah.
And that is
course.
me, though. I'm not offended, but that is me.
Okay. I did take pictures of him, and that's what the generator came up with. I
Oh,
call it
I
my
love it. I
illustrator.
love it.
My illustrator came up with those pictures of him. But
Immortalized.
he is. He is.
It's
But
so cute, and the little girl's cute too.
She
oh, she's
is. She's
adorable.
adorable.
Yeah, and that's
Oh,
exactly like her
hey.
father.
And
That's
so
exactly.
I am launching my book,
Oh, great. Here you go.
and
Might as
we've
well
got
pull it on
the
out there.
UN is going to be picking it up for one of their
Wonderful.
intern programs.
Where's your graphics at, Rick?
That's a boring book.
This
That's
is
a just
actually a college book.
all it
It's
has is
for
words,
corporate.
Darlene.
It's for corporate. Actually, I do have diagrams in there.
He has diagrams, but that's not a fun book like mine.
Now,
If we
real
can't
quick,
color in it, I don't know.
I know.
you know, you
color
can't
it.
color in it. It's college. It's corporate.
You can use a highlighter. You can use a
Linda
Hey,
highlighter.
if
was
I can't
highlighting.
color in it, I don't want to even read it.
Coloring
You
is
can
in
use-
now.
You
For
can, yeah,
adults, yeah.
it's there. We're getting ready to push the button in a couple days and launch it on Amazon. So
And
we'll
her
definitely
website.
Excellent.
and our
Excellent.
website. We both created websites, so you can actually go to our website and purchase it also.
Multiple streams of income.
Ooh, for sure.
Yeah,
There you
so that's what
go.
have been taking over all of our time for the last few months. But anybody else?
It's like, how do y'all have time for all this?
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm doing is sitting at my. That's all I do is sit at my computer now. When I learn, I don't yearn for the days though of playing games and watching movies. But
Of course not. Instead,
yeah, this has become more fun and a great challenge. So I really
She's
like
writing
it.
a third book.
Yeah, I'm on my third book.
whoa.
Yeah.
She's on the
Yeah.
roll now, huh?
Yeah,
She's on
and
a
this is what
roll.
I'm really excited about because it's all about being kind. So it's the
Oh,
adventures of
yes.
Sienna. Sienna chooses kindness because I think
Oh,
that's what this world needs a lot of right now. Is some more
yeah.
Yes,
You
yes.
have a
Yeah.
Sienna series, huh?
Yeah, it's a Sienna, The Adventures of
It's a
Sienna. It's a
series.
series. And
Oh,
all the books will be about her and her adventures as she grows up. So
Hmm.
And I'm
hopefully
not
she'll like it when
starring in the
she's
later ones.
No, Rick doesn't. He made his debut. He's out. No more Poppy. Well,
He didn't
okay.
cut you off, so there's a chance, Rick.
I know, right? I was going to be
Well,
on my way to Hollywood, but it's okay.
yeah. Yeah. Well, all righty. You know, I love talking to
Thanks,
everybody.
everyone.
And you know what I love to say? That we are the most trusted travel team in Surge 365. We are winners.
Yes,
And I
yes.
look forward to seeing everyone on the beaches of the world. And you guys have a great rest of your day. And hopefully I'll see some of your smiling faces on the presentation this evening. All righty.
all righty.
Bye
Thank
now.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.